our viewers. Leo naanzia na methali, ukisikia mbio ya mgambo, jua kuna jambo. Yes, for the first time, I am bringing a panelist whereby we are going to have a discussion that we're going to see how we can build our marriages. Yes, my name is Willie Kinyash. I'm a doctor and out there they call me the undisputed. So welcome to Couples Week Show. And this is where we write down our love when we are alive. Or we don't want our love story to be read when we are 6 feet under. Neither we want our love story to be read when we are gone. And that is why these guys, they had to come here and sign their love will. And so we are talking about, is marriage going through a time of crisis in today's society? Is it a yes or a no? I am having two great minds here. I am having the founder, Fearless International, and relationship mentor, Moraa, and Ken Skyvy. My guy.
Yes, sir.
Good to have you here.
Pleasure is all mine. Yes, sir.
That deep voice.
Yes.
Ulikula nini?
Let me tell you, as a man, when you are a man, you have to have a voice. You understand that?
Are you trying to say that I'm a woman?
No. But we are grateful to God.
Yes.
It's a good space. We thank God.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Karibu sana.
Asante sana.
Habari ya nyumbani?
Nyumbani kuko sawa. My wife is doing very good. This morning she was looking very amazing. That girl, I was lucky. Mungu alinihurumia.
Wow.
I am so happy.
Asante sana.
Yes, sir.
Naona hata nyama imeanza kupata pahali yake.
Mungu ametutoa mbali. I was like you,
But ukicheza naweza kuonyesha mlango.
But we thank God.
Yes.
It is working.
Yeah.
You see, they kept telling us this thing works. I thought it was a joke. It is working.
Now you have realized it works.
I am there.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
And you can assure all the young people who are not married.
Get married.
Yes.
But to the right person. Because we have a crisis today. We have a crisis because people are getting married because of the pressure that is in the society.
Yes.
So I think one of the indicators I was told when I was getting married, if you want to know your marriage is going on well, right now you are like this. We need to see you like this.
Yeah.
So when I saw myself like this,
yes.
Because it started working.
Before you go to the crisis,
yes,
in marriage, who is Ken?
Skyvy Ken is a young person, young at heart and young at age, young also in marriage, but gifted by God in various ways. I'm the founder of Fearless International. We do corporate trainings. We also do team building. You must have seen us out there. And we also joined a new space. We are on TikTok doing a few things there and they're trying to align things in the society. I am born again. Jesus Christ is Lord. And I am happy to be here, bro.
Wow.
Yes.
Asante sana.
Yes.
Talking about TikTok, there's something you said in your recent video that women should call their husbands lords.
Exactly. If my wife has to call me my lord, you can't come to me and start telling me babe. Who is babe? It is not in my ID. My mom has never called me babe. My father has never called me. Who are you to call me babe?
So who is calling you Lord?
My wife. You see, even in the Bible, Sarah used to call her husband Abraham my Lord. Because we can never be the same. God has elevated the man to a level where you are a Lord. So you have to be called my Lord.
Depends.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Maybe these are some of the things that are making our marriages today to go through crisis. We'll talk more about that. And then I have Moraa, the quiet one. Unajua huyu anakuwa tu na unyenyekevu. Karibu sana to the show.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for coming back again.
Thank you so much for bringing me here again. So happy to be in this space. Yeah.
Who is Moraa?
Moraa is a woman. Moraa is married, happily married to Mr. Nelson, of course. And I'm a relationship coach and mentor, and of course, work with young people in terms of every other area of their lives, mentorship, growth, and career, everything. I'm also an author of a book called Standing Out. Yeah, I also do fashion.
Wow.
And for the ladies to go have a fashion.
Wow.
Our pages will be scrolling downtown.
Yes.
Yeah.
Karibu sana.
Thank you.
We are talking about crisis in marriages. What is crisis in marriage?
Well, it's just like you said earlier on, it depends. For me, everyone can say their marriage has failed depending on what they were looking for in marriage. Because there's somebody who was looking for children. So not having children is failure. Somebody else was looking for companionship. So in as much as we have everything working, as long as I don't find a companion in you, well, my marriage is not working. Somebody else will looking for somebody who will support them in doing the work. Maybe I'm a pastor. For me, I'm a mentor. Will support me in doing everything I'm doing. If they don't support me, I feel like my marriage is not working. But generally, in the society we are in today, marriages are failing. They're not at all working. So many of them. That's why they even hear young people wanasema hapa nje ati marriage siku hizi haiwezi work. So sisi wacha tukue single ama tukue magay. Juu kama man and woman huwa haingiani. So mimi nitafute mwanaume mwenzangu. Juu ndo ananielewa. Women are like my boys, they don't know how to know emotions now is connect na mimi nitafute msichana mwenye anakaa mimi anajua emotions, ananielewa, ananisikiza, analia kama mimi. You know, so I think there's so much going on that is making marriage look like haiwezi work. There's so much, and in fact so many divorces taking place, so many separations, so many baby mama, baby daddy things. Everyone is so quick to leaving marriage nowadays. Yeah, there's crisis in marriage.
Wow. Are we in agreement?
I'm in agreement with especially when she says that people are looking for different things in marriage. And maybe to add on that, I feel like people have now become roommates. You're just staying together, but everything else that comprises a marriage is lacking. So when I go home, I'm going home to my wife. So people think in that room where I live, that house, we have a marriage, but only to find out we're just roommates. Some people are not even sleeping on the same bed. One is sleeping on this bedroom, the other one on the other bedroom. Some people are being beaten, they're sleeping on the kitchen, on the floor, others are sleeping outside. So I think I agree with the fact that there is a crisis, and the most unfortunate bit is we have a painting on the wall, right? Things are painted marriage, but when you get in there, things are dead. Just like eggs. Sometimes you look at an egg from afar, looks very good, the shell is intact, but the moment you get in, there's no life. So I feel like many marriages are in crisis, but when you look at them out here, it looks like something beautiful. When we see Willie with the wife and the marriage, we think it's very beautiful, but when you go inside, you realize we have problems. So yes, we have crisis in marriage.
How do we deal with this crisis?
The first thing is to break the shell.
How do you break the shell?
It has to be willingness. I love the word will, because I have to be willing to come and tell you, by the way, Willie, things are not okay at home. But you realize, Willie, we have Willie, you are couples Willie.
Willie, you are couples Willie. You need to be willing.
Yes. You realize social media today is one of the best tools that the devil is using to lie. Right?
Yeah.
So like this morning we wake up with my wife and then we go to a studio and then we are taking very good photos. Of course there's the photo director telling us mshike hivi, muinue hivi,
shika hapa,
smile, sema cheese. So we post that on social media. Right?
And people start envying you.
People are envying.
But I don't know what is behind the scenes. What is happening?
Exactly. You go home, your wife starts to beat you, telling you why you're not like staying.
And that's giving all these couple shows.
And then,
all girls shows.
Yes.
Mara sijui miliwa Jesus. Mara, there's so many people who are doing their own public life, you know, charade. Everyone is showcasing this is how we live, this is what we do on a daily basis. But But they forget anytime somebody does anything on the camera, and even movies are even affecting our minds.
Yeah.
Apart from social media, we have movies that are programming our minds to think that is what things are, when people are actually practiced to present the best they can when it comes to camera. The real thing is never shown on camera. And so people assume that is how life should be. And of course, sometimes things get there. What you see on the camera, we always have good days. We always have bad days. It's just part of life, the highs and lows. But the problem is, we think getting to such a happy point is just a one-day thing, that I get married and we'll be happily ever after. They forget it takes time to actually develop certain kind of breathing to understand how do I love her effectively. Because my definition of love is not his definition of love. So by the time I'm getting to understand how I can make her smile wide, not just smile, I mean, it has taken years, maybe 5 years, 10 years, and that is when I'm learning how to even love this woman. So the journey doesn't end on the wedding day, it actually begins. So people think on the wedding day they have won. They are actually beginning the whole journey. So when you get married and people are marrying with so many high expectations of course, to India, hapa, it's success. No, it's the beginning of looking for success in that marriage. So it doesn't just happen. Success in marriage is sought for, is worked for, in very, very, I don't know how to explain it, but what I see in my heart is definitely people don't understand the work we put to get people to that place. That is why in the camera they look so good, because they put a lot of work to make it look like that.
Are you guys saying that when you're posting our photos there, we are all acting?
Most people are acting. You see, if you have scheduled a shoot today, Willie, and you fight in the morning, and you've already booked, you've already paid, you're not going to call and tell them, you know what, I'm not coming, because you lose your money.
Yeah.
So you just have to go.
Or you go there with your tears and then say, now shoot my tears the way I was crying in the morning.
Yeah, you might be like that. Most people are not telling it as it is. Right? And I think that is where we are losing it. Because especially the children, and I think I would love to talk about that. As a child, I am growing to see how my parents are and how their marriage is. And I can already see how they are portraying themselves out. And you know what gets into my mind? These are hypocrites. Alright? Before we even talk about this is my parents, the first thing that registers in the mind, subconsciously, I can see hypocrites. Right? Now, that child, the moment they grow up, they will not want somebody who looks like their parents. They will not want anything that is close to their parents. So the crisis is in there. And the problem is people are faking. And I think because of the TikTok space, many people have reached out to me in terms of trying to get to see how we can deal with their families and their marriages. One of the things that I've realized that is a problem and is causing crisis is sex.
Sex?
Yes.
Sex?
Sex, my friends.
So you
know what is sex?
Dawa.
Because we have many feeders that are feeding the minds of people before they get into marriage. So that when they get into marriage, they are looking for what they saw, or they were told, or they felt. Those three things.
Yes.
What do they saw?
What they had.
What they had.
What they felt.
What they felt. So those feeders, when you come into marriage, you're expecting, maybe you're a gentleman like I am, you're expecting that your woman will be an acrobat. When you get there, mguu moja iko juu ya gas, ingine iko pale chini karibu na dustbin.
Lakini ukiingia na kitu ya mende.
You realize the things that you were told you will find or you thought, you don't get them. And nobody told you that sex is a journey. It's not an act.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So you realize many people, and that is why we have a problem with people like sugar daddies and side chicks. And the other day, by the way, I said there's a difference between side chicks and side heads.
What's the difference?
If you're below 27, you're a side chick. Beyond 27, you're a side head.
Eh?
You
above 27.
Above 27.
Yeah.
Very good. Where's thinking Moraa?
You're a side head.
Yeah, you're a side head. And you're a destroyer. So you realize some men are looking for younger ladies who are flexible and they can fly around and do all kinds of acrobatic movements.
Yes.
Because that is what you are fed. So I think sex is one of the gates that is that is a problem that is showing death in marriage in there. Right? But when we go out there, no, you don't perform this in public.
Yes.
So we see you holding your hands together, and that marriage is dead. It's dead already. Because one of the things that is not working in that marriage, that is a crisis, is what we call sex. And secondly, many people are watching pornography today.
Yeah.
Nilikuwa
nakuja hapo.
Yeah.
Because many people, they are fed from these porn stars.
Yes.
And so when they come to their woman,
yes,
what they saw is what they want to see here.
Exactly.
And or this lady,
yes,
what she saw there,
yes,
that is what she wants to see from this man.
Yes.
And it is impossible.
It is impossible.
Because this guy is under influence.
Yes.
There's some drugs they are using.
And they're also underpaid.
And I also think that's what is also affecting sex in marriages. Why? Apart from pornography, people are thinking engaging in sex before marriage is helping them practice for that. You're practicing for what? And most likely you'll not even marry that person you're practicing with. I mean, you're trying to become PhD and then you marry somebody who is in nursery school, sex.
Anafanya CBC.
You see that gap?
Yeah.
Then we get there with so many, like you were saying, expectations, and people think that you have to be prepared for this thing. This is a natural thing that God has, made our bodies become so well aligned to understanding how they will function when you get there. You do not need to practice at all for you to get expertise. Because at the same time, this person who you think you will know deeply before you get married to them. So you will never know before you get there.
So you're in agreement, sex is playing a big role when it comes to crisis in marriage.
It is. It is. Of course, as human beings, we have three areas. We have the spiritual, the physical, and the soul. For the physical to come into contact, sex is involved. So it is a very major issue. It is the main issue. Yeah.
How do you deal with this issue?
I think people should understand just sex is a learning process. It is not an act that you need to perfect. It is a language. The same way you speak with your wife and you can understand each other. I think sex is also a language that you people need to develop. And it should not be done the way you once did with somebody else or what you were told in that seminar. You see, some of these seminars are destroying marriages. Because you're being told, no, touch your husband like this. When you touch them like this, they are going to sound, ha!
Then you go there and there's nothing happening. In fact, you touch and then they are asleep.
Wait, watch out. Like it's one other one. This counselor is telling them, your husband's life to be touched here. And when you touch your husband, you'll be like, ah. So this lady went home and tried that thing. Ile coffee alipigwa. It destroyed the marriage. So it is a language. I have to tell my wife, I like it when we begin here.
Yeah.
And then we procedurally go here. So don't be fed by things out there. And then you come try to practice with me. So I think the solution is let these people talk and agree this is how we go about it.
Yeah.
This is what I love. And then she tells me this is what she loves.
Yeah.
So we intermarry those things and then we create our thing.
Yes.
Mother. Yeah, I do agree with him. You have to understand your partner. That person was made for you. You can't do things the way somebody else is doing it. You're very different. The way your husband or wife loves things being done or where they get, let me say, turned on is very different from where kuna mtu hata akiguzwa tu nywele hivi
anasikia.
Kuna mwingine hata akiguzwa asikii kitu. People are different.
Yeah.
So understand your person, of course, and learn them intentionally. Don't just learn them out of course or in autopilot. Be intentional. You will discover certain details, even them don't even know about themselves. It is a process again. Sex is not just an act. It's a process, especially for women. It's a very long process. For women, sex begins way beyond that time, and as long as you are not in good terms, it will happen. It will happen. She will actually serve you very well, but is she getting
very
what she
well,
needs?
or she'll just be there and say,
She will be
ukimaliza nifunike.
Exactly, but unajua sometimes men don't know. Sometimes men don't see these things, especially when they are up to getting the whole satisfaction and they don't notice that something is wrong. But for me, I think the biggest definition of any human being is service. When you begin to serve, every other thing fulfills you in turn. So sex is never about you. It's always about you serving your partner. Can you get to really know what do they want, what do they need, and how can I get them to the best of experiences when it comes to sex? And the same way the other person does to you. And when you're serving, you realize you get fulfilled more than even just wanting to be served at that point.
And so we have seen that sex is one of the things that is making marriages go through crisis. Is there any other thing that is making people go through crisis in marriage?
Oh, there's so many things. I think I want to say one thing in conjunction to what we were discussing previously, some other show, people not understanding their roles and responsibilities in marriage.
Wow.
Because people think marriage was made to make you happy. Marriage was made to make you better. Because you meet someone who sees you in a way you never saw yourself, sees the things you deny that you are. Just we say, I mean, it's a procrastinator. But in real sense, you actually are. We just deny some of these things, but in real sense, we are actually those things that only somebody will take somebody sincere and close enough to you to see. So for me, I have seen marriage is designed to make you better more than it's designed to make you happy. And people don't know the responsibility they have been brought to really, or the purpose they have been brought for this marriage to be. So if I really understand what God has placed me to be in that union, I will perform in the ways that I need to perform. At the end of the day, whatever happens, I understand why it is happening. For instance, of course, as a woman, let me speak for the women. As a woman, one of the biggest roles for me is to help. Another thing is to serve. Another thing is to respect this man. Definitely. If I don't understand what I'm supposed to be doing there and I begin not seeing results, we get frustrated most of the time. And for us women, now let me go to the other side. When men don't know they're supposed to love us, we begin getting so frustrated. And women's frustration is because we multiply. The moment we put it in our minds, there's somebody who says, akili ya mwanamke is like spaghetti ya mwanaume inakuwa kama mchele imeachana. They can compartmentalize. Anaweza kuwa amepewa stress nyumbani aiweke aside aende job afanye. But a woman akiwa stressed, it is very difficult to really try and put herself together. So most of the time when they are not loved, they become very frustrated.
And when we are talking about this love, because this man will say, I've done everything to this woman. What else do you want me to do?
There's so many things. For instance, the simplest of things, when you're present, women love quality time.
Skia.
These are
women
problems.
love quality time.
The people are destroying men. Because I know as a man, I will not be appreciated in that house if there is no electricity.
Yes.
No matter the time I'm giving you.
Yeah.
We can't sit in the darkness and we are like, oh. And
it's true because we are all instinctively made to serve the purpose that we were created for, like you were saying. Because, men, the first thing they were created was kazi. So anything that gives them identity is when they succeed in work, purpose, and what they do, more than family. For women, family is what gives us purpose. The first thing when I was created, I was given as a man. That is why even when God punished Adam and Eve, alimpunish na kitu yenye najua iko kwa hati yao. Alipunish men na work and women with family. Yeah. Yes, that is just family. So when you realize that instinctively you are actually made to feel like when you don't perform as a man, you will feel down, you begin asking for the grace of God to help you balance the fact that yes, I am not able to actually feel at my best when I'm not working well, but can I be a good husband at the same time?
But again, he has a point here because you've said that women, they need to be given quality time. So that quality time you're looking for, I am busy out there looking for money so that we can live a good life.
Okay, quality time is not quantity. Quality time is just, can I connect with you the shortest time I'm with you? You get, don't come the only time we are at home, wewe uko busy na vitu zingine. Especially men have a disease with their phones nowadays. Actually, I think so.
That phone is what is going to give you business.
And that is why they actually happen to be the ones who are, women, by the way, text women in the evening, you rarely find them. A man you will. But women become so busy serving the home issues, they forget the phone. A good example is myself. The first time I touch my phone in the morning is after the management that is when my mind is like, oh, but let me check my phone. Why? My instinct is to first serve the family. When I know everything is ready, breakfast, maybe I'm supposed to do this, do that, that is when I know I can think about something. But for a man, the first thing, I don't have laughing very much. Where is the phone? I want to see which client has actually texted.
Did you hear that?
Did you know?
Client.
So
it is business.
Not because they are actually trying to text friends. Most of the time it's because they are doing business, they're trying to look for money, their mind is grinding and everything. So for me, I just say, that time you are there, at least give me, if you come to home and your mind is still outside, that time we can have together, let me connect with you. Even if it's 1 hour, not 2 hours, just give me those few minutes and let them be worthwhile.
I think women want more than we can even offer. That is too much, my friend. And let me tell you, men who are able to give women the best quality time, they are poor. Because he will come home, he has nothing else to do. He's just there, baby, baby, what? Men are busy looking for school fees. They're busy looking for rent, looking for investment. How do you expect that woman to be there, sit and giving you quality time?
Then just stay single. I mean, you can continue doing all those things without this woman. If you really brought this woman into your life, you brought a responsibility that in as much as you're looking for fee, it's a responsibility. Water is a responsibility. Your woman is a responsibility. At the end of the day, bringing that balance is what we need. And in fact, when you realize that you spend most of your time doing that, 30 minutes of your whole 24 hours, just come and just be interested in knowing. The problem is, actually what you're saying is very true. I agree, when women, we just have to get to the space where we understand what you men are going through. Nowadays, we are even working like you guys. So tunaelewana, we understand what you go through. But isikuwe to a point where you're never in touch with who your woman is, where she is at, what she's doing, and you can never have that connection will fail. And that is why marriages are in crisis right now, because there's no time for them to build that bond.
I can't dispute that. I agree.
You agree?
Yes.
So we need to give women
time. But let them not define how quality is quality. Time. If I am only able to get 20 minutes.
Pokea hiyo. Na ushukuru.
That is very fine. By the way, as long as
Pokea hiyo na ushukuru.
Yes.
But not the whole day. Hatuwezi kaa hapo tukule mapenzi.
You cannot hatuwezi kaa you're like, hey, I'm cooking time, no. Anataka asikie kwake nyama inanuka kama kwa neighbor. Hiyo nyama upati hapo, you have to wake up and go.
Yes.
Yes.
And there's something she talked about, the roles and understanding responsibilities.
Yes.
And you find sometimes women, they will start accusing men they are not taking up the task. Napata mwanaume analala mpaka saa 2, mwanamke naye anatoka kwa nyumba 5.
I don't think that is a problem. Because you when analala saa 2, probably what they do, they will go out there within 2 hours, they get what you get within a month. Allow the man to rest, my friends.
Yeah, it is okay. I mean, as long as he is not a lazy bone, you can leave them asleep. You know, we all have different jobs. Sometimes, especially because women are married a bit younger, their levels of a career are usually a bit different. Most of the time, ni different sana upate mwanamke ndo mbele and the guy is below her. Usually, that one is rare situation. But most of the time, the woman is beginning. In fact, in the early stages of your marriage, you realize she's the one working those early and entry jobs. The guy has maybe found some balance already. So they are working jobs and they don't need to be there full time. So it happens. The problem is maybe if they are left to sleep the whole day and doing nothing. Well, that one, I think you should have known.
And this is a conversation we cannot be able to finish within one episode. And so we need to do another episode. So next Friday, we'll pick it from there. And we need to ask, has the church failed? And maybe that is why we are seeing all these crises. What is the society doing about all these things? How are we able to know that we are in a crisis? Give us your parting shot as we go.
Marriage works, but marriage is work.
Yes.
So let's all cultivate our marriage. And when you get to a place where there's a problem, speak out.
Yeah.
Don't cultivate death with a beautiful shell. Look for people who can talk to you. I'm sure Mother is an expert there. Willie is an expert there.
Dr. Love.
Dr. Love. I will also see how I can also be here. But please speak out.
Yes.
And let's heal marriages.
Wow.
Yes, sir.
Thank you so much.
Asante.
Your parting shot.
Wow, marriage is beautiful. In fact, everything is made beautiful because of the challenges you go through. Sometimes you go through these things and realize, wow, we actually can love each other still despite everything we go through. So marriage is beautiful, guys. Don't get discouraged. Whatever people are going through is not your story. Write your own story, just like this new Couples Will show is saying. Write your own will. Whoever has failed is not your story. You can make your own story. Marriage is beautiful.
Wow. Thank you guys for coming. And looking forward to next Friday as we continue with this conversation.
Yeah.
Yes, and I end by saying marriage is not a destination. Marriage is a journey. You need to continue growing together, continue working together. And through all these crises, with crisis or with no crisis, we are here to say that marriage works and marriage is not a scam. Thank you so much for joining in. My name is Willie Kinyash. I'm a Dr. Love, and out there they call me the Undisputed. And if this is your first time to be here, kindly make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. See you on Friday on Couples Will Show.
That time you are there, at least give me, if you wanna come to home and your mind is still outside, that time we can have together, let me connect with you. Even if it's 1 hour, not 2 hours, just give me those few minutes and let them be worthwhile.
Fikiria man.
Nataka uchangie tu hii ya quality time. Tumalize. Kiwa. Kiwa unafaa.